Hello and welcome to my channel. Bonjour et bienvenue sur ma chaîne. My name is Muriel and welcome to another monthly reading wrap-up. So in the month of November, I technically read 8 books, though 6 of them were in the same series, the Earthsea cycle, and in my mind, I count them as one big literary entity, but yeah, technically 8 books, which is actually a bit more than I usually read in a month. So in chronological order, as I just mentioned, I read the Earthsea cycle by Ursula LeGuin. I'm not really gonna go into much of anything here because I just basically posted a almost half-hour review of the entire series. But in brief, overall I enjoyed it. I was let down, unfortunately, by the last book. This was also a reread. I first read them about, oh gosh, it must be, I mean, it's way over 10 years, maybe 15 years ago now. Fortunately, I was let down by the last book. But on the other hand, I really loved the 4th book, Tahanu, which I'm pretty sure wasn't my favorite back when I first read them. So that was a nice surprise. Overall, I'm very happy I reread this series. It's a solid series. It deserves its spot in the list of fantasy fiction classics. So if you're into that, you should definitely read it at least once in your life. And I mean, it's Ursula LeGuin. Need I say more, really? Or yes, I did say more, but in my review, you can check it out if you want. Then I felt I needed a break from pure fiction. I usually do this. I will read like for 2 months straight, you know, novels or even non-fiction books, and then I'll take a break with graphic fiction or graphic non-fiction sometimes. It's like a reading palette cleanser, if you will. So I'd read 4 books by Ursula LeGuin, then the Earthsea cycle, and then I picked this up. For the Love of God, Mary by Jade Sarson. This is a graphic novel. I originally thought it was a French language graphic novel because I saw it in a French language bookstore, but no, it's by a British author illustrator. This is basically about a young girl named Mary in the 60s, and she was raised a Catholic, and she does have Catholic faith. She has a faith in God she more or less keeps throughout her life, but she loves other people very easily and is attracted to other people, both men and women, quite easily. And she doesn't really understand why her quite conservative parents, especially her father, would frown upon that, since, you know, the message of God, according to her, is, well, love thy neighbor, quite literally. And it's basically the story about her life. It runs from about, you know, like I said, the late 50s to the mid-90s, or even actually up until today at the very end, I think. And you see her with her loves and her struggles in life. Technically it is an erotic graphic novel, though I've seen more erotic graphic novels than this, I guess, so for me it was like medium, but I guess my standards are perhaps not the average person's. I don't know. The art style is quite lovely. Just give you a quick preview. It's a pretty monochrome palette. The characters are full of expression. They say she's inspired by Japanese manga. I'm not really that familiar with Japanese manga, to be honest, so I mean, I guess I can kind of see it, but okay. It was nice. It was a nice story. It wasn't that great. I was expecting more. I guess I was expecting more commentary on the evolution of social mores, you know, especially with the 60s and 70s, and, you know, social movements, especially with women's rights and LGBT rights, especially since she's bisexual. I thought that the story would be perhaps less individual, but also have a link to the societal. That wasn't really that present. The characters were enjoyable. The ending was a bit rushed, also another less positive note. So it was good, not great. Could have been better in my opinion, but I enjoyed reading it. It served its purpose as a palette cleanser. And finally this month, I reread this, The Left Hand of Darkness, and finally something which fully satisfied me without any major negative notes or points. This is the shit, basically. Sorry. This is it. This is LeGuin at the height of her art, her craft, her power as a feminist SFF writer. This is a beautiful novel, and I will most definitely be doing a review this week, hopefully. I love rereading this. It was just as potent, as beautiful as when I read this about 10 years ago now. it's I mean, it won the Hugo and Nebula Awards for a reason, didn't it? Now, this was, it is a true gem of SSF literature. Now, you know what? It's a gem of literature, period. Fight me on this, I dare you. And that's it for the month of November. For the month of December, I have, well, just one big novel planned, really. And after that, perhaps a short story and perhaps a few items of graphic nonfiction. And then I don't really know. I do plan on rereading the A Song of Ice and Fire novels, though I might do it through audiobook form because I do have the audiobooks for this. So I can work on this past semester's drawings at the same time because this takes a long time to read. And there's other stuff I need to be working on, so audiobook form might be a good option for me there. And I do plan on doing reviews for books I read earlier this year. I'm going to do them at the end of the year. You know, there's a kind of, I guess, nice symmetry there. So a few things planned for December. In the meantime, I hope you all have a lovely day or evening. I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye.